Hello and welcome to today's daily prelims practice session. Today, we will be taking certain MCQs based on the important news articles which has appeared in today's The Hindu Daily edition as well as Indian Express newspaper. Topics which are to be discussed have been displayed on your screen and the timestamping of the same has been provided in the description box below. So now, let us begin our discussion. So our first question is in relation to the recent military exercises which are being conducted between India and several other nations. There are around 4 to 5 military exercises simultaneously being conducted, and one of those military exercises is Yudh Abhyas. So the question is in relation to the Yudh Abhyas. If you have to go by the previous year question paper analysis, in UPSC 2017 the question was asked regarding the Indian Ocean Naval Symposium. This gives us an important conclusion that the government initiatives, schemes, policies or the steps which are taken in order to ensure the security, whether it is internal or external, is important for us as far as the civil services prelim examination is concerned. So give yourself a time, have a look at this question and try to attempt it. In the meanwhile, let us discuss this particular question. The question has two statements. Statement 1 says that Yudh Abhyas is an annual defense exercise between the armies of US and India. So this statement is a factual statement and it is a correct statement. The statement 2 says that each year this exercise is conducted on the islands of Andaman and Nicobar. Now this statement is incorrect. For example, the last year the exercises were conducted in the US, not even in India. And even this year in India, the exercises are being conducted at a place named Oli in the state of Uttarakhand. And that is why option A, that is 1 Oli, is the correct answer. The correct answer of the UPSC 2017 question, which is there in front of your eyes, is option B, 2 only. Now question number 2 is in relation to the economically weaker section, the reservation quota which were being allotted to them. There is an important article in today's The Hindu Daily edition, and that is why in this context we have taken the today's MCQ as well. If you go by the previous year papers, then obviously you know that such questions which deal directly with the constitutional provisions, for example certain amendments, are relevant for the UPSC prelims as well as mains. For example, in 2019 the question was asked related to the 44th amendment as well as the decision of the Supreme Court which struck down the 99th Amendment. So that means the static portion of the constitutional amendments and the current or the dynamic portion in which the Supreme Court is saying something on certain important bills or amendments which are there. So let us look at today's question. The question says that with reference to economically weaker sections quota, which of the following statements are correct? There are 3 statements given. Statement 1 says the 10% EWS quota was introduced by amending the Articles 14 and 15 of the Constitution by 102nd Amendment. This is incorrect because the amendment was done to the Article 15 and Article 16. Further, the Constitution Amendment Act was also 103. Statement 2 says that it is applicable to those persons who are not covered under the existing scheme of reservations for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and socially and educationally backward classes. So yes, obviously this statement is correct because we know that EWS quota is for the reservation of those people who are weaker on the economic scale and do not belong to these SC, ST or OBC categories. Statement 3 says it enables only the center to provide the reservations to the EWS society. No, again, this is an incorrect statement and hence option C, 2 only, is the correct answer. Now, as far as the correct answer of 2019 question is concerned, you might have guessed it rightly by now. The option B, 2 only, is the correct answer. Next question is in relation to the G20. The current context in which this news item has appeared in today's newspaper is that India has recently assumed the presidency of G20. If you go by the previous year papers, international organizations are of paramount importance. And specifically G20 is very important. The question in 2020 was asked specifically to the membership related to the G20 grouping. So again, Read all these countries carefully and try to come up with the correct answer. As far as today's DPP question is concerned, there are three statements given and you have to find the correct statement. Statement 1 says, the G20 was founded in 1991 after the Asian financial crisis. This statement is incorrect. Yes, the fact is that G20 was built after the Asian financial crisis, but the year was not 1991. 1991 was the year of LPG reforms in India, and Asian financial crisis were in the later part of the 1990s. So G20 was made in 1999. Statement 2 says it is an intergovernmental organization for the international economic cooperation. Correct. Statement 3, India will hold the presidency of the G20 from December 2022. Obviously, this statement is correct because this is the very context we discussed that why the G20 has appeared in the news articles or items. So therefore, 2 and 3, that is option D, is the correct answer. As far as the correct answer of this particular question is concerned, it is option A. Now moving towards the question 4 of today's DPP. The question is in relation to the monkeypox, the viral disease which was recently in news for a huge time. The current context in which this today's news item has appeared is that the World Health Organization has announced that it would start using the term Mpox for the monkeypox, which has infected about 80,000 people in the first major outbreak of the viral disease outside Africa. Again, previous year questions gives us a signal that such type of diseases which are viral in nature, which are there in the current affairs, are very important. Because in 2017, the question was asked in relation to the Zika virus. So try to attempt this question also. Let us discuss today's question. There are three statements given and you have to find the correct statement. First statement is that monkeypox is a zoonotic viral disease. The statement is correct. Second, now what is zoonotic? Zoonotic is basically that disease which is spreaded from animal to the humans. Statement 2 says that it is the first identified in humans in China recently. No, this statement is factually incorrect because the first human case of monkeypox was discovered in the country of Democratic Republic of Congo DRC. So you eliminate the second statement and the only option left is option B, 1 and 3 only. As far as the correct answer of this question is concerned, it is option C, both 1 and 2. Now let us move towards our fifth question of today's DPP. The question is in relation to the recent Jallikattu case, whereby the Supreme Court has asked certain activists that what are they finding wrong in the Tamil Nadu's recent Jallikattu law. So again, this topic is important from two perspectives. First is from the social issue dimension, that is the rights of the animals vis-a-vis the customs. And second is the cultural angle because such type of festivals form an integral part of certain cultures as well. Now if you go to the previous year question papers, you can see that certain local festivals specific to certain states are also asked in the prelims examination. So that is why in today's session we are discussing certain local festivals which are related to the animals. So you have to see following these three pairs. The first pair says Jallikattu Tamil Nadu, second says Dhiriyo Goa, and third says Kambala Karnataka. All these are the animal festivals. You just have to find the correct matching states for these respective festivals. That is why the question asks that which of the above pairs given are correct. So all these pairs are correctly matched and that is why option D, 1, 2 and 3 is the correct answer. So try to come up with the list of all the animals related festivals and their respective states because the question can be asked specific to some other state or some other festival also. So that is all for today. All the very best and study hard.